Fuck it.
All right.
Lord knows I won't edit it.
And we are live. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hot Stove After Dark. We haven't done one of these in like a month, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Last one we
Yeah,
did
it's
was
been a while.
the superhero movies one was the last one, right?
Yeah.
I think
Or-
like that.
That started at 10 and went to 15 and then went to 25. Yes.
Right. And it ended up being
2.5 hours long.
yeah.
My friend Mara, who originally started doing C-lister stuff with me, and she's still part of it. She was like, "No one's gonna watch that." I was like, "I don't care. We needed to."
I know people who watched it, so
Yeah, I do too.
Can we do a podcast which was like full Hot Stove C-listers crossover? Can we get Mara on a movie podcast at some point?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh
yeah.
So, a couple housekeeping things before we get started. And by the way, I'd just like to say that, as usual, Hot Stove After Dark is a drink 'em if you got 'em affair. This is later at night than we normally do it, so we like to have a little bit of a party here. I'm rocking the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Mark, you want?
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, I got about one shot of regular Jameson and one shot of Black Barrel left, and maybe closer to two, but just about
You
one.
got any mixers with that, or are you just drinking it straight?
Buddy.
He's Irish.
This blood running through me. You think I'm gonna mix something with this?
I got a little bit of local brew here, a little Jenny 12 horse. Almost went with the Screamer, couldn't do it. Also on After Dark shows.
Oh, Josh has to take his shirt off. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Come on now. As per usual, Josh takes it. Your traps are looking great, bro. You're looking real whited up. What the hell happened with you? You started.
Yeah,
You
wait
start-
a minute. What the
You
hell?
start doing TRT. What
Only
the hell
Triple H.
happened?
Come on. Where you at, Connor? Huh?
You got similar
Same
body
build.
type, right?
Same build.
Yeah.
All right. Couple of housekeeping notes before we get started. Connor, what you got? You got it truly.
They're still in the
Peer
fridge.
pressure having
I got the punch pack, the new punch pack.
Those are
that
good.
Came out. They kind of suck.
They don't suck.
But,
The Truly Punch Pack is like the goat of hard ciders. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
Also,
Or hard seltzer. My bad.
for Josh's sake.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Yeah. Similar body types.
Mark down and shot. Let's go. Let's
Pour
go.
one out for the similar body types and male nudity. # free nipple. All right. So before we get started here on the podcast, a couple of housekeeping notes.
I'll
Make
make
sure
sure
to
to
follow us
post
on
just the audio version.
What'd you say?
I said I'll make sure to post just the audio version.
Right. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. That's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. And then here on the YouTubes, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, yell at us in the comments. I don't give a shit what you want to do. All right. We're having a good time. I'll tell you about the beer that I had before this, Josh. You mentioned local breweries. I had a beer from a place called, what was it called, Mark?
I already forgot.
All right, give me 1 second.
I remember it was called something watercolor.
Yeah, I'll go pull it out real quick. Give me 1 second. Someone vamp.
Everything he just said to do for Hot Stove, do it for C-listers as well, since this is also going on C-listers channel.
Yeah, like a social media for it too, or no?
No, just follow me on Twitter. I have a new Twitter handle, by the way.
Which is
Yeah, I gotta remember what it is. It's
like Mark. Tell me yours.
It's a marker_box.
Oh, because box score.
Because I'm box score. So we're going
pretty
marker_box now.
Oh, I thought you were marking her box.
Bottle's about to explode.
Oh yeah.
If you don't put enough air to this thing, the foam is just gonna come out the top.
That's a live stream of me in about 2 hours.
Shut up. Stop.
Come on.
So, this show sucks. So the beer that I had earlier was from Skygazer Brewing Company here in Connecticut. It was called Watercolors Cotton Candy. It's very delicious. It's like a berry marshmallow cotton candy, like fruited ale kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, amp again while I go put this back in the fridge.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, marker_box. See, it works because I do marker_99 for everything, and that was taken on Twitter. But markers come in boxes. See,
Yeah, marker
So,
box.
I am
fine.
a genius.
We like to keep
Oh, yeah.
this part of this kind of show loose. This show has already gone off the rails, and we're 5 minutes.
This
in,
is so far off the rails already.
It's because I'm fucking here.
Let's go.
So, content. We're gonna get right into it. I ain't got shit else to plug. We ain't got shit else to do. We're here on a Saturday night. How about you? Except it's not Saturday. It's Wednesday. But
I have to wake up at 6 tomorrow morning to watch tonight's episode of Survivor because I was watching baseball instead. So
nice. Is that guy
Such
just
a
on the
civilian
show
thing.
a week now or what?
yeah, it's a huge they're huge Survivor fans. They just get this one guy that used to be on Survivor to come on every week.
Pretty cool.
Interesting.
I haven't
So-
watched Survivor.
I like Survivor.
I get around,
Fuck
baby
you,
girl,
Connor.
you down. Come on.
No,
get
I
around.
gotta do tomorrow morning: push-ups, sit-ups, and running.
Okay, that's cool. Big military guy over there. We're just gonna get right into it. Our
I'll
content for
believe.
today, as you can read from the title of the video, is we're gonna be doing, and it's fitting that this episode is already really stupid, because we're gonna be talking about some really stupid movies today, and we're gonna be doing our top 10 Adam Sandler movies today. So normally when we do these movie podcasts, it's really just a me and Mark show.
Mhm.
But I came up with this idea the other day, and we couldn't do it without Josh, because Josh is certifiably the biggest Adam Sandler fan you will ever meet in your life. We could not possibly do this show without him, so we are doing it this week.
Yeah, there was one movie that I needed to have in the car for road trips. We had like a little portable DVD player, and there was one movie that I constantly had to have with me, and it is my number one. And you'll
And
see.
I know what movie it is. I hope
Yep.
I do, because
No, you do.
we talked about it on the sports movie. That was a spoiler. Sorry.
Hey, he's got a few.
Yeah, that's true. It might be the longest yard. Who knows, right? So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna do a couple things today. Actually, we're gonna do top 10. We're also gonna do, because I thought it would be fun, and Adam Sandler has wild swings in quality in his career. Let's just call it that. We're gonna do a bottom 5 as well. We're gonna talk about our 5 least favorite Adam Sandler movies. Should we do that before or after? I've been thinking about that the last couple
think-
days or so.
I think.
Originally, I thought after, but I feel like we should do it before so we can end on a positive note.
Yeah, let's just get them out of the way.
Okay. So we'll talk about our worst 5. And Connor, since this is your first time on one of our movie podcasts, basically we just go around the room and talk about our picks at each spot. So like we'll do number 5 first. We'll start with Mark. You can go first with your number 5 worst Adam Sandler movie.
I don't necessarily think it's the worst. It was just the most disappointing for me. And that's Sandy Wexler. I wanted that movie to be good so bad. Like I saw the trailers for it and I was like, "Ooh, wait a minute. This could be a really good movie." And then it was just, it's not one of his worst. Like there are quite a few that should be put below it, but just for the disappointment level, I
When
had
did
to
this
put
movie
it
come
here.
out?
2016.
Yeah, 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
I
It was
have
a
not seen it.
Netflix.
Josh, have
it's
you
a
seen it?
Netflix one.
I have seen it. No surprise. I've seen it, but it's not on my list, and it should be. Like, it's definitely not one of his top ones. But I'll just go next. For mine, how I did this, because I love this man so much, right? The thing, I couldn't name 5 of the movies that I've seen. Like, there are some movies I haven't seen. Out of the 43 that you sent me, I believe there were like 6 that I haven't seen. And so I
there's
was
no
like,
shot you haven't seen 5 bad movies of the remaining.
well, no, I have, but like in my mind, these 3 movies I picked are so much worse than the other 2 I could have thrown up there. Like, those 2 would have been insulted to be put
So
in this
you only
category.
have a bottom 3.
Correct. Sorry,
Okay,
that's what. Yeah.
We'll skip you for right now then. We'll
Yeah.
come back around, okay?
Yeah.
Connor, what was your number 5?
So by number 5 here, do you mean like the worst of the worst?
No. 5th worst.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
I went with Click.
Okay.
That's going to be a controversial pick. So I didn't put it on my worst 5, but I also don't really like Click all that much.
Yeah.
Same.
I know a bunch of people that love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my stepbrother, for example, loves that movie.
Mara, my usual co-host, loves Click.
I don't. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not on my list, however.
It's definitely one of the more like plot-driven Sandler
Yeah.
movies for sure.
Adam Sandler very rarely has a movie that can be called conceptual.
Yeah,
And that's one of them. That's one
yeah.
of them.
So he tried, but I get
All right.
it.
Well, my number 5 is going to be Adam Sandler's mid-2000s attempt at a children's movie, and that's Bedtime Stories.
I never actually saw that one.
Woohoo! That movie is bad. It's like all of the like stupid from like the bad Adam Sandler movies, but like toned down to be like so milquetoast and boring as well, which is why it's not higher on this list.
Yeah.
But it's just really, really fucking stupid.
One of the best reviews I saw that as I was going through it, and I've seen Bedtime Stories, but it was like Adam Sandler's pathetic attempt at Night at the Museum was failed again. I was like, yeah, I guess that's a good way to describe it. Again, but the problem with some of these I found was like I have every one. I'm like, I remember where I was when I first saw it, why I like watching at that time. Like I couldn't put it in the bottom 5.
I've seen Bedtime Stories many, many times. I had it on DVD,
Yeah.
watched it a bunch, like
Yeah.
after it came out when I was a small child. But no, that movie sucks. Mark, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Little Nicky. That movie sucks.
Come on, Nick.
I hate Little Nicky. It might be his most annoying performance for me.
Show some
Christ,
goddamn respect.
it's so annoying.
John Lovett's Ladies' Night though at the very beginning. I mean, what are we
Nope.
talking about?
That's the one funny part of the movie, and it's like not even that funny.
It's
I'm gonna be
not that funny.
Connor, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I have Just Go With It.
I've seen that movie, and if I remember correctly, it was I can't remember correctly because the movie's very forgettable.
See,
Yeah.
it would be lower on my shit list, but Jennifer Aniston's really hot, so
Yeah,
Much respect to the queen.
that's true. My number 4 is, I think, the most cynical movie that Adam Sandler's ever made, and that's Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups 1 is a movie I already don't like, and somehow a bunch of people like it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get it. I don't understand the funny behind like Adam Sandler's Friends Vacation Fund. Like I don't find that funny. And then Grown Ups 2 was that turned up to 11 with a Shaq cameo. And again, it's just the most brazenly cynical, hate-fuckingly stupid kind of movie for Adam Sandler and his mostly bad friends. Like, Chris Rock is like the only person that Adam Sandler constantly chums around with that's actually funny.
Yeah.
This is what it boils down to. Kevin
And
James
Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Kevin James isn't funny. Rob Schneider isn't fucking funny. Rob Schneider's never been funny. David Spade was funny on SNL, but hasn't been since. Like
I love the entire Rat Pack he's got going. King and Queens, hilarious. The Animal, Deuce Bigelow, Hot Chick. Rob Schneider's got some.
You're gonna come to bat for Hot Chick.
Hot Chick rocks, dude. And Sandler was in it, uncredited. I nearly put it on the list. Don't even. Don't even come for me.
So no, Grown Ups 2 sucks, and it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. A really, really bad taste. I've seen it once, and I will never watch it again. Truly, truly never. Mark, what's your number 3?
You know what leaves a bad taste in my mouth?
Duncan.
Josh Gad wanting to fuck Hubert. My number 3 worst is Pixels.
Pixels is also my number 3. I'll jump in on this. That movie fucking sucks as well. It's
That's my
Josh's
number
too.
3. That movie sucks.
Pixels is the fact that Hubert turns into a sexy lady at the end for Josh Gad to fawn over.
The big bit of the movie is Kevin James as the president somehow, like in the office, just going, "Oh, it's again similar to early to mid 2010s. Everything else with Kevin James, Grown Ups included. It's just the worst caricature of a guy who just goes, I'm dropping something. I'm fat and I'm clumsy. Like, that's just his character in the movie.
Here comes the boom. He's a very, well-versed MMA
Oh, yeah.
fighter.
Here Comes the Boom, dog.
Henry Winkler, yeah, Selma Hayek.
Yeah, I know.
They were trading off. They were trading off. Adam and him at that time were just passing around like a hot piece of ice.
Eskimo Brothers.
Pixels is, again, one of the dumber movies on this list. And I mean, even a lot of the movies on my top 10 are very stupid, to be clear with you.
Pixels is.
But Pixels isn't even like cool to laugh at stupid. Like it just,
No.
I feel like a 6-year-old. Like I feel like that movie thinks that every person that watches that movie is stupid. Like that's a movie that treats its audience like a bunch of idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, what's the number 3?
Number 3, you already mentioned it. Bedtime Stories at number 3.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already gone over that one. Bedtime Story sucks. All right.
Oh yeah.
I think that Kevin James rant that I just went on might be like the most memeable thing to ever come out of this show.
I'm fat.
It's the whole bit. It was him with like Skittles or something like that in the movie, right? Or like M&Ms or something like that. Right? If I remember correctly, there was a scene with him with like some sort of candy or something like that, and he was just going. He's just fucking dropping it like over the Oval Office or something like that. He was like.
So funny.
Mark, what's your number 2?
It's The Ridiculous Six. I hate that movie with a burning passion.
Mark.
The Ridiculous Six. It was almost funny when they did the old-timey baseball thing. That was almost funny. But it wasn't. So
I haven't seen it.
I also had Ridiculous 6 as my number 2. And that's one of the ones that, I mean, even as bad as some of his Netflix movies have been, I'm normally a two watch person. That was a 1 watch, and I was actually, because that was the first Netflix installment, and I was like, oh my God, Adam Sandler's done. Like I'm like, this is the end of Adam Sandler. I've witnessed it. He's over. And so it was really bad.
So I haven't seen any of his Netflix movies. Ooh. So haven't seen any of them.
There's a couple worth watching.
I saw his stand-up special, which was fantastic. I have seen that.
The stand-up special is very good.
Yeah, that's the one thing that like proved that he wasn't done yet. Like he could still be funny was the stand-up special, because from what I understand, everything leading up to that was stinky.
His 2 most, I think they're the most recent ones, Murder Mystery and Hubie Halloween, aren't terrible.
I heard Murder Mystery was okay.
Yeah, I like Murder Mystery. It's not on my list, but it's solid.
Hubie, I'll probably give Hubie a rewatch.
I talked to Josh about Hubie Halloween. I think, if I remember correctly, you liked that movie, right, Josh?
I did kind of like it, yeah. It was
generally
I still haven't
watched, but if I remember correctly, what you told me about it kind of turned me off a little bit. It's like it's very like.
Oh, it's very Sandman.
Yeah,
he plays like a borderline like special needs grown man. Like again, it's vintage Sandler. Yeah,
it's the most Sandler movie to come out in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real.
Okay, I was just making sure because I believe I remember that right. Connor, what's your number 2?
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
What?
I'm fine with that.
What?
I'm fine with it. But I don't agree.
I haven't seen that. I saw that movie once on TBS in like 2012. So I
think I've seen it one time and I hated it.
So one of my spoilers is that it's in my honorable mentions. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Because it's one of those movies that came out around 2007, 2008 that I've seen with my dad many, many, many times. Mm-hmm. The Love Guru is another one that I point to. Love Guru sucks. But as Connor knows, it's very funny. Guru Tuggin Maputa.
It's the best movie on the planet.
Guru Hassa Smallvina. Guru Cheddar-Famunda. Come on. It's a Quebec pizza. It's a Pop-Tart with the ketchup.
It's ketchup.
That movie's fucking stupid. But
it's awesome.
But I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry as a movie that I put in that category. It's a little less stupid than a movie like The Love Guru or another movie that I'll be talking about later that came out in that time period. But, you guys, Josh knows what movie I'm talking about.
I think I might too.
My number 2 is Little Nicky. And on top of what Mark said, it's the most annoying Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
With Bullet. Like I don't. You talked about Hubie Halloween being peak Sandman as to where he plays like a special needs guy. Like Little Nicky was that in 1998 or whatever that movie came. 2002.
Yeah.
But and again, like that list that I sent you, it was like the one time where he tried to be like conceptual with it, where it wasn't just like a string of jokes, and it fucking sucks. Like I can't
It
watch
makes you
more
think
than
how
like.
he got the Punch Drunk Love role the year after, and you're like, what? They saw that and we're like,
Right,
this
it makes
guy's
you
gonna
wonder-
be a drama
It makes
guy.
you wonder what Paul Thomas Anderson saw.
We'll
like,
put
he
him
watched
across from
Adam Sandler,
Philip
who's like-
Seymour Hoffman.
He's like, I want to. Paul Thomas Anderson. He was like, he saw that and he was like, I can get a good role out of this guy.
PTA, come on the show. You can promote a licorice pizza and talk about Punch Drunk Love.
I saw the trailer for that. It looks very, very good. by the way.
Bradley Cooper playing John Peters is hilarious.
Is John Peters a real person? Is this based
Yes.
off a true story?
Yes, John
Oh, I didn't
Peters
know.
is the guy who was going to be the producer on the Nick Cage Superman movie and said, I want a giant spider. Kevin Smith said no, and he went on to make Wild Wild West, and he put the spider in it, and Kevin Smith said he
that guy?
finally got his fucking spider. That's who Bradley Cooper is playing in that movie.
How is he really? Okay, I don't want to know anything else because I've seen the trailer and I'm a real sucker for like early college coming of age stories. Partially because I
am
have
as well.
a social life and I'm very lonely, so like it
Inspiring.
has me longing for like the touch of a woman. But so it's a movie that I would very much so enjoy.
But yes, that's who John Peters is.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
And he actually like dated Barbara Streisand for a long time.
Babs.
Very interesting guy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Lil Nicky's fucking dumb. It's bad. Anyways, and again, it makes you wonder what Paul Thomas Anderson saw in Adam Sandler. Can we all say what our number one is? Do we all have the same number one?
Yeah.
Say
Yes.
it with me. 1, 2, 3. Jack and
Jill.
Jack and Jill. And Josh said Dunkachino.
It's Josh, I think it was before you joined. I had Jack and Jill as a 0. I bumped it up to a 1 just for say hello to my chocolate blend. Just that one single line. The
I
rest
played
of it-
I played the clip before you joined the call. I played it for these two. And Jack and Jill's legitimately one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
But I told them before, is like I've consumed enough like esoteric Gen Z memes as to the point where like my sense of humor is fried at this point. So I find the Dunkachino bit unironically hilarious. Like I was dying laughing watching it with the two of them just now. I don't know why. And the movie sucks and blah 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 blah. It's a whole thing, right? But like I said,
the other only halfway decent part of that movie is when Norm Macdonald goes to go on a date with Jill and he hides in the bathroom and he like hangs onto the ceiling like Spider-Man.
I wouldn't even know enough about it. Like I watched it. It's another one and done.
That clip got recommended to me on YouTube like 2 days ago, and I was like, I don't remember this part, and I watched it.
Yeah, no, Jack and Jill sucks. We can move on.
Yep.
Everybody knows why Jack and Jill sucks. It's one of the most like maligned movies of all time.
As it should be.
I'm glad that I got my joke about Grown Ups 2 out, by the way, because I can call a few of these. That's the one movie that I can call definitively hate fuckingly stupid. Like it's
that was very good.
Unbelievably cynical that I can't. Like that's part of the reason that I can't stand it.
Well, yeah, I don't really care for the second one much at all. What?
First one, you won't see it on mine. What were you gonna say, Josh?
What do we do? Mentions next?
Yes, we do honorable mentions next.
Okay.
So, how many honorable mentions does everyone have?
2.
I have 2.
I have 4. Sorry.
Connor also has 4. Okay, so how about you and Connor give a couple, and then we'll jump in with the rest of them.
Okay, I'll go. So mine, I kind of gave him a superlative for. Or sorry, I have 3.
Last time we did it, Mark knows when we did the action movies one, I grouped them. I had like 7 honorable mentions, and then I put them into little groups. So
yeah, I had 3 because before I remembered the bottom 5, I said the movie that kills me in Sandman arguments is Jack and Jill because people just throw that down your face. You're like, but dude, that was one like really bad one, like that. Yeah,
yeah, but he's made a lot of really bad ones.
yeah. Connor,
I had Grown Ups 1 on there.
Okay.
So did I.
So I like the first Grown Ups. I don't like.
I kind of like Grown Ups. There's a charm to it, and I don't know what it is that I see, and I've always had a soft spot for Grown Ups
It's
1.
the charm that it had when the first movie came out. It's like it was. I'm not even saying the whole like Adam Sandler's friends and their vacation budget as like a mean thing about the first one. Like
No,
that's
but that's what it is.
That's the charm
That's
that
what
the
it
movie
is.
has. The
Yeah,
movie
the
has,
boys are
like,
back.
The charm of the movie is Adam Sandler and his famous friends go on vacation and funny things happen.
Also, I would just like to say this would probably be number 1 if Chris Farley was alive for the making of this movie. If Chris Farley was in the Kevin James role, it would have been a hilarious movie.
That's fair.
oh my God, can you imagine the scene where his kid's getting milked? And he probably would. Oh God, the reactions.
Farley in that would have been.
Imagine if Chris Farley were in Pixels.
Yeah,
If Chris Farley was in any of these movies, Adam Sandler would be like an Oscar winner.
Should have been.
Should have been at least nominated for an Oscar.
Yes, he should have.
So I'll go.
Talk about that later.
I'll go my next one. I said most underrated, which I know is a weird thing to say in a list like this, but Bulletproof. Don't know if anyone's seen this. It's one of his only
Bulletproof is
films.
solid.
It's one of his only films that he actually didn't produce or write, so it's just like it doesn't feel like an Adam Sandler movie necessarily. But it's like a buddy cop thing with him.
I was gonna say,
Damon
is it a
Wayans?
comedy?
Yeah, I think it's Damon. It's him and
Is
Damon.
it Damon
Wayans
or Marlon?
Might be Marlon, actually, now that I think about it. One of the Wayans brothers and him are in like a buddy cop comedy drama thing.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, Bulletproof is
it's
solid.
really funny.
I've actually never heard of it. But
It's very funny. Connor?
Well, you need another one from me? I haven't
You
seen
said no.
Bulletproof.
Okay.
You know what I got on there? I got Hotel Transylvania.
Oh.
Hotel Transylvania is good.
I've never seen any of them all the way through.
Those
I've
are
seen part of the first one, and it seemed really good. And I've been meaning to go back and watch them because they do seem really enjoyable. But I haven't seen any of them all the way through.
I just added an addendum. Hotel Transylvania is at the top of my honorable mentions. That's a good movie. I should have put it on there. Completely forgot about it. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
I'm here
I've
for
never seen it. That's one of like those 3 are like half of the movies I've never seen of his.
The first
felt like
one is good. The second one, and then I haven't seen the third one. So
Is it like a Halloween movie? Like I watched around then. It's just like a vampire thing, right?
Oh yeah,
Vampire
yeah.
movie?
Definitely watch it.
It could totally be a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
All right. Sick.
It's like a spooky. Well, it's not really all that spooky, but it's a Halloween. It's very much so a Halloween themed animated movie.
All right, I'm in.
I mean, the first one is very much so like bunch of monsters having fun, goofing. Like,
Sweet.
and Adam Sandler plays a vampire. He goes blah blah blah, and that was kind of funny. Yeah,
That is funny.
All right.
All right, so I'll talk about it. Does anybody else have I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry in their audible mentions? Because I do.
No.
No? Okay. I was just wondering. Then I'll go with my next honorable mention that I group in with I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, and Josh knows what movie I'm talking about. I group it in with The Love Guru as well. That's You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
God, I hate that movie so much. It's number 6 for worst for me. I can't stand You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
It's
super
again,
funny.
it's one of his like, I'm gonna go conceptual with this one. And it's in terms of stupid, it's up there with The Love Guru. It's up there with The Dictator, the Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
Yeah, it's one of the dumbers.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But it's one of those movies that I've seen a bunch of times, and I have a lot of really good memories associated with it. And like Fizzy Bubbly is like still very funny to me. The thing where he's like obsessed with Fizzy Bubbly, but then he's with like the American family, and they hand him one, and he drinks it, and he goes, "It's not for me." And
the goat scene in the very first like sequence, him and the goat one-on-one, him touching the dude with his feet. I mean, that's like as a kid, like when I saw that at
Oh,
9 years old, I was like,
when he
what?
goes, Smell
And he's
it,
punching
smell
him
it,
with the.
smell it. Not
And then
taste
he's
it.
got his
And then
own-
he kicks him in the face. Yeah.
But then both feet are in the air. You're like, what? Yeah, it got me, dude. I know Mark's disgusted at my immature.
I hate
brain.
that movie.
All right. Anybody else have honorable mentions? You got
I've got
I
one
have-
more.
Yeah, go, Mark.
It's The Longest Yard.
Oh,
It
Oh, that
was like it was number 11 for me. I think The Longest Yard is a really funny movie. The
this. Yeah.
Terry Crews character just with the cheeseburgers is very
Cheeseburger Eddie.
funny.
Oh yeah.
I love they give them estrogen pills and they're all just like acting like women in the locker room. That's very funny.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. I gotta go back and watch it again.
I got the shakes that'll make you quick.
And I just think it's a good basketball scene too, where he's just playing basketball. That's just a really good basketball scene. Basketball scenes are hard to do in movies, and I think that's one of the better ones because Adam Sandler can actually ball a little bit.
What about the basketball scene in Grown Ups?
That red corner, man. Just
That's,
like hit
that's
that
the whole
corner.
bit of the movie is they play basketball.
Yeah.
I'll save it because it's in mine. It's in my list. I'll just save it, dude.
Josh, what's your other honorable mention?
This is gonna be probably the biggest shock of the podcast so far, but this is my honorable mention as best movie that I couldn't pick in my personal top 5 for what Adam Sandler means to me, and it's Uncut Gems. Top 10, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's Uncut Gems because
What did I tell you, Mark? I told you earlier that it wasn't going to be on Josh's list. I knew it.
I mean, I've watched it and like to me it's just like I'm watching a guy do something like he's almost not even Adam Sandler in that movie to me. Like I feel it's so different than
That's the whole point.
John,
Yeah,
no, I know, but like I
right.
can't like you asked me when I rate an Adam Sandler movie what it means to me, and like that movie just isn't Adam Sandler.
That's fair.
So
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not.
No.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying you're right.
Pretty much for this exact reason, it wasn't going to be on your list.
Yeah, it put me in a weird spot there. I mean, it's like I couldn't.
I thought I remember you not like. Do you like the movie?
Yeah, I liked the movie a lot. Like I actually was one of the people who somehow didn't see the ending. Like everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, I saw that coming. I'm like, oh, I saw it.
They're liars.
Like, yeah, I was like, dude, no way. I was like,
look,
verbatim,
90% of the people that tell you that about any movie is a fucking liar. You want to know? You want to know how I know that? Because I watch a shit ton of movies and I'm still confused by a lot of movies.
Yeah. I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey 7 times. I still don't know what happens in that movie.
I consider myself someone who at least has a mild amount of understanding of filmmaking and story structure. I watched what was it? It was The Night House, like a month ago.
Yep.
I was so confused watching that movie. There was like a half an hour in the middle where I could not figure out what exactly was happening. And then I saw people like, oh, that was predictable. Saw that coming. Or Malignant, even then. The only reason I knew what happened the only reason I knew the twist in Malignant was because it was spoiled for me on a review that I read. It was like the first sentence of a review that I read.
yeah, I'm gonna be clear. I still don't know which one's the real Tyler Durden
In Fight Club.
yeah.
It's Edward Norton.
Had I saw Malignant, and had I not had that spoiled for me, I wouldn't have known the twist until it happened. Like, those people are fucking lying. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. All right. We'll get started with our top 10s. Mark, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is a movie that Josh mentioned in the group chat earlier. It's Anger Management. And the only reason this is ahead of The Longest Yard is because Jack Nicholson is my favorite actor of all time. And that's it. That's the main reason it's number 10. I admit it's not a very good movie, but whenever I see Jack Nicholson on screen, I'm just like, I like this. I've never seen a Jack Nicholson movie I didn't like.
So I've seen that movie once, maybe, and I don't remember anything from it. So maybe it would be on the list if I watched it again. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of doubt it because But it's a very nothing movie to me. I respect it.
You're talking about Anger Management?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it on my honorable mentions because I've only seen it once.
Okay, cool.
I have a feeling that it's a good movie, but like I don't remember enough about it.
That movie infuriates the hell out of me. Like both
Ironically.
that and I know exactly. Like I find that and with the movie I told you guys I was watching earlier today. Like I felt
Mhm.
myself just being like, what? Like I was getting angry, and I was like, I don't like this. Like I was
Is
like,
the
why?
movie you watched earlier today on your list? Did it make it on there?
No.
No, it's not on mine either. For what it's worth.
It's on mine. So
And we've already talked about Paul Thomas Anderson a bunch of times. We're talking about Punch Drunk Love.
it's on my list.
I respect the pick. Totally respect it. It's just not on mine. That's what it is.
All right.
Connor, what's your number 10 Adam Sandler movie?
The
Wait,
longest
did Josh
yard.
say his?
Or it's
No,
kind of free flowing
Oh,
right
okay.
now. Bro.
I'm
Don't worry
waiting
about
for the
I
host.
got
to
I
tell
got
me.
mine as the longest yard.
it. Okay. And then
I
Josh,
mean,
what's
what-
your number 10? Because you so if we talk about a movie, Connor, just to get it over this.
Yeah.
If we talk about a movie already, we kind of just blast over it if we find it on.
Oh,
something else.
okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah. And we've already
Yeah,
kind of
boy,
discussed
all
long.
Similarly to that, my 10 is Don't Mess with the Zohan. So that's the first movie that appears on my list.
Okay. Number 10 for me is a movie we haven't talked about yet, but it's a movie that it marks kind of the, if I remember the years right, when these movies came out. So give me 1 second. They're not tied. I'm just thinking of a different movie while I'm also thinking of this one.
Yeah.
Because I've told Josh a bunch of times about when I
Many
think Adam
switches.
Sandler fell off.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
exactly.
And I'm correct in the years on this. So not Big Daddy. Mr. Deeds is my number 10. And I've told Josh 1,000 times that Mr. Deeds is where I firmly believe Adam Sandler fell off. And that was 2002.
Yeah.
I was just making sure that it came out after Big Daddy, which it did.
Mhm.
Just making sure that we did that. Mr. Deeds is a movie that's like, the easiest way to put it is that it's Billy Madison, but instead of going to elementary school, he like inherits a mansion. Like,
And
I don't know.
somehow starts dating Winona Ryder.
Right.
She
Right.
happens to be around. She's a journalist. It makes no sense, but yeah.
That's the bit of all of like the prime era Sandler movies is like he's an idiot who ends up in a situation he shouldn't be in, and then somehow he dates a hot woman who
Mhm.
is there for some reason.
Mm.
So like it's not like there
Oh,
isn't a formula here, and there
Yeah.
is, and there are better movies in this formula that we obviously will talk about. But Mr. Deeds is kind of like it's another. I told these guys that making the list became hard because I started running out of movies that I like had a strong positive opinion on.
Mhm.
Mr. Deeds is not a movie that I have a strong positive opinion on. I have a positive opinion on it. I think it's good. I remember my favorite bit from the movie is John Turturro. I'm very, very sneaky, sir. That bit?
John Turturro in that movie is so goddamn funny.
Is that the one with Steve Buscemi's Crazy Eyes, or is that
Yes.
Yeah.
or is it Mr. Deeds? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's also a good bit. Like part of some of that determines like that separates these like Adam Sandler golden period movies for me is the supporting characters because Adam Sandler is the same fucking bit in every movie.
Yep.
It just works to differing degrees based on who else is around him, basically. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To an extent. I'm not saying that is like
No,
universal.
You
And
tell me
Mr.
you don't
Deeds-
see the range.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't see the artistic range of Adam Sandler's catalog, especially in the '90s. All right, Mark, what's your number 9 Adam Sandler movie?
It's The Waterboy.
Okay.
Ooh.
People are probably gonna think it's a little low. It's the funniest Rob Schneider has ever been.
Yes, that's
Uh,
for
No.
You can do it.
Come on.
Cut his fucking head off. Yeah, that is the funniest thing that Rob Schneider ever said in his life. 100%, I agree with that.
And it's a great Henry Winkler role. I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for a good Henry Winkler role.
Oh, I love
Mama
and
don't know. Won't hurt her.
it,
He
it,
shows the
Well,
tattoos.
Mama said, I
The foosball is the devil.
seriously, the top 9 of these I think are very good movies. Like Anger Management, like I said, it's only because of Jack Nicholson. The rest of them I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So Waterboy I think is very funny, and I think the reason it's number 9 is because I think the supporting cast is a little better in some of the other ones. but it's still very funny.
You mean you're not getting it from Professor Sanders, Professor Colonel Sanders, or whatever the hell his name is?
Yeah, it's
Josh, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is the first appearance in the trilogy of Drew Barrymore films for me, and it's 50 First Dates. This movie, it pulls at my heartstrings. One of the last, I mean, first off, it's a pretty emotional thing. Outside of the dumb comedy, like the story of this girl is brutal, and like the actual, like, I remember I loved, and now when I grew older, I was like, wait, this was the saddest part in the movie when he's on the boat and he's singing, "Wouldn't it be nice?" I loved the song, and I was like, wow, the Beach Boys rock. And then as I got older and kept watching, I was like, oh my god, he wants to kill himself. I was like, he is in such pain. And
yeah, suicide is a weird theme that comes in with these Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore movies. It's kind of insane, actually.
Yeah.
So it's part of a reason I don't think those movies are that great.
I very much enjoy that one, and there's one other.
Not a big suicide joke guy?
Not necessarily. It depends on the context.
The song that he sings in The Wedding Singer is a smash, all right?
Yeah.
Somebody kill me, please!
I wanna die.
Yeah. I love 50 First Dates, by the way. I absolutely love that movie.
Rob Schneider, also funny.
The other thing that I'm a sucker for, other than teen coming of age comedies, is really stupid rom-coms, and that's one of them. All right,
yeah.
There's stupid rom-coms that are also very sentimental.
What if Memento was funny?
Yeah, basically. And then Adam Sandler was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Connor?
100%. My number 9, by the way, we've already talked about it. My number 9 is The Longest Yard.
Gotcha.
Fun fact about me: I've never seen the original.
Oh,
the original is also
I've
very
seen it
good.
once.
I know people love it. It's one of those classic 70s sports comedies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Did Connor give his 9?
He did not. Connor, what's your number 9?
No, my number 9 is Uncut Gems.
Okay, yeah.
We've got more to say. We will have more to say about this movie later, I presume, from Mark and I. Yeah, so we'll get to that later. Mark, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is Funny People.
Okay.
We'll talk about it together. My number 8 is also Funny People.
Nice.
I think this is a really good movie. And when I first saw the trailers, I remember it was 2009. And even as a 10-year-old, I was like, this seems like a movie I would enjoy. I don't know why. It's a good dramedy from Sandler, which he is a thing I think he does really well, and I wish he would do more of. We'll get into Sandler's dramatic acting more later, but
you're telling me you didn't like The Cobbler?
Well, I didn't actually see that one.
Oh, neither have I.
Go on, Mark.
But yeah, I think Seth Rogen's really good in it. The Eminem thing is fucking hilarious. I really like Funny People. It's just a really solid dramedy it's really story driven, and I like it a lot.
I like it as well. It's one of Sandler's best in terms of actually acting as a character. It's one of his best characters.
Yeah.
In terms of being a layered, fascinating,
real person,
complex human. Yeah, exactly. And it's really earnest. It's another thing. That's a quality that I enjoy in movies because I don't think we see it quite often enough. Is a genuine earnestness to a film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's something you certainly didn't get from Judd Apatow at the time. Oh, you actually, I take that back. You honestly did.
You certainly
Judd
did.
Apatow was the king of comedies that were ridiculous,
but had
a
soft,
but also could be really heartfelt. He was the king. Knocked Up, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That was a Judd Apatow movie, right?
Yeah, I was Role Models Apatow as well.
I don't. No.
I'll look it up. I'm thinking of. 40-Year-Old Virgin was Judd Apatow.
Yes.
Yeah. I can never remember if Role Models is or not because it feels like an Apatow movie.
He also directed that movie, This Is 40, with
Oh yeah.
That's
Let's
also
say-
Leslie Mann.
Paul Rudd and Kirsten Bell. Is that who was in it?
Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann.
Yeah, I think it's another Leslie Mann. She's killing it with him. She's in.
Yeah, I
fucking
mean,
everything.
Judd Apatow's one of those people that has his people.
Yeah.
That's why I always think of role models,
Well-
because Paul Rudd is one of his people.
Mhm.
He directed or he produced the King of Staten Island, that Pete Davidson movie that came out last year.
That was very good.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's good.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
really good. I love Bill Burr.
Let's see. He directed a 30 for 30.
Ooh.
Which one?
Doc and Daryl.
Oh, I didn't realize that was him. That's a good one.
Yeah, so it's 4-year-old virgin, knocked up, funny people. This Is 40. He directed the one good Amy Schumer performance, Trainwreck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bill Hader and LeBron.
Yeah, I was gonna say
LeBron-
that's the only thing I'll say I enjoy LeBron James in.
Yeah, LeBron was funny. Was John Cena in that movie too?
I believe he was.
Yeah.
That was the first time I think that I saw John Cena, and I was like, that guy is funny.
Oh,
Turns
yeah,
out, I love
Yeah,
John
good call.
Cena. I saw Suicide Squad recently.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
I'm so excited for the Peacemaker show now that
I
I've seen
am too.
I saw that today.
Yeah, yeah. I saw it before. Like they had already announced the show before the movie
Mhm.
came out, and I didn't see the movie until late. I saw it I saw it a month ago. I saw it before it left HBO Max. And I was like, okay, because I don't love a lot of like the spin-off show things that are going on right
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, it's like a spin-off thing. You know, DC's doing their thing that Marvel's been doing. Cool. And I saw the movie. I'm very excited for this Peacekeeper show. Very excited. Very excited about it. Anyways, Connor and Josh, I need your number 8. So Josh, why don't you go first since you were already talking?
Yeah. It was what we went over last time. Yeah, the medulla oblongata. Waterboy. It's my 8.
Damn, I'm legitimately surprised Waterboy isn't higher on yours.
I mean, Bobby Boucher is a great character, but like all of these, like I said, I had different tiers, and like 1 through 4 are all very much alike, like very highly loved. Could watch any of them in a heartbeat, and then same with like 5 through 8 is like that B tier of like any one of these could be 5 through 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got and the Waterboy is number 7 for me, by the way.
Okay,
For what-
that's a good period.
So.
Yeah.
I'll just lump that in right there. But I've got a couple of tiers as well. Like my top 4 are a pretty well-defined top 4 that I think are going to be pretty similar to everyone's top 4.
Mhm.
And then 5 and 6 kind of exist in a land of their own, and then the last 4 kind of go together. But Connor, what's your number 8?
At number 8, I got That's My Boy.
Oh wow,
Dude,
you went for it.
you know what's really
I
funny
love-
about this? I've seen that
I
movie.
love that movie.
I've seen the movie once, and I didn't like it when I saw it. It was around the time it came out. And then I saw that list that I sent you guys. I'll actually sit down so you can see my face, and you're not just hearing me. I was going to go throw this bottle in the recycling. I saw that list, and that list had it at, like, number 8 or something like that. And for the sole purpose of, like, it was Adam Sandler, like, full steam ahead. Like, no constraints of, like, the PG-13 rating. I want to go back and watch that movie now.
I do too. It's been way too long since I've seen it.
Because I watched it. The movie came out like sophomore year of high school,
Mhm.
something like that. So I want to watch it again. As like
I thought the same thing after reading that list. I was like, oh man, I should rewatch this.
Because that seems like a movie that I'd kind of like, and I remember there being a couple of funny bits in it. So I do want to go back and watch that movie. I do. Anyways,
Same response.
Josh, it's not on your list, right?
No, but that's a similar thing where like I've seen it once and I was like, it was kind of fun. It's like all right, but like definitely want to go watch it again.
All right, yeah. Mark, why don't you lead with your number 7? Mine was The Waterboy, by the way. I already said that.
I think I'll probably be the only one with this on their list. It's the Meyerowitz stories.
Okay.
Once again, similar to Funny People in terms of like a dramedy. Like I think Adam Sandler does really good in these sort of part dramatic, part comedic roles. And
what is it? What are we talking about?
The
The Meyerowitz
story?
stories.
I've never seen it. Sorry.
One of his Netflix.
Yeah, it's Noah Baumbach, who did Marriage Story, and so it's very real, down to earth.
Also, I thought did he direct that movie with? I'm looking something up. You can keep talking. Sorry.
And I really like Sandler in it, and Dustin Hoffman plays his father, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
that shit's gonna make me cry. I can almost guarantee it.
And
you just said that, and it's gonna hurt me. I know.
And it's just like, man, Dustin Hoffman and Adam Sandler are like a great father-son duo on screen. It's like you look at them and it's like Dustin Hoffman could very easily be Adam Sandler's father. Like there's just something about seeing them together, the way they act, the way they look. Like I think it's a very good movie.
Is it still on Netflix?
Yeah, it's a Netflix original.
Okay, I might have to watch that.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
This movie that I thought, it was called Patterson, the Adam Driver.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was directed by Noah Baumbach. It was not. It was directed by Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah.
Very different people.
This would be a good spot to chime in and say that I forgot one of my honorable mentions, and it's timely because it was the best Netflix movie, and that would be The Week Of in my mind. So I know
was that
you
the
just
one with
said
David Spade?
Chris Rock. That's
Chris
just like the do-over is what you're
The
thinking.
do-over.
Yeah,
Right.
it was
sorry,
like
he has a different one of his friends in each of the movies. Right.
Yep. Yeah, and so that's just time that in.
Really got to
my
hand
7.
out those paychecks, you know.
Yeah. Yo, bro, you need some? All right, I'll put you in the next John.
All right, yeah, you can be in the next Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Didn't Chris Rock have a stand-up special that came out not too long ago?
He did. Tambourine in
Was it
2018. It was like a bunch of his.
Fine.
I don't know. The comedy world was all upset because he went PC, kind of sold out, as some people thought. But
yeah,
you know,
I
people
thought
change.
It was pretty funny. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
My 7.
It's not the best of the big comedy revivals of the last few years.
No.
Not as good as Chappelle. Not as good as Sandler's special. No. Okay. Anyways, what were we talking about, Josh? Sorry.
I was gonna say my 7. This is where I guess we'll finally have it out. Grown Ups is my 7. I think the scene that we were talking about, the basketball scene, I forget what song is playing, but it's like a 70s song, and it's as they're running the play they ran in like youth basketball. That scene of them doing it's a sick scene. It is a very cool
It's a really
scene.
good scene.
I mean, Colin Quinn attacking his kid for wanting Voss water. Well, you want Voss water. What is this Voss? And he's like, you want from Voss? What the hell, you kid? Like he's just little things. Colin Quinn's great. I love him. I don't know.
He's a very underrated Sandler friend. Colin Quinn is very funny.
Yeah, I love Colin Quinn. So I'll put it out there. I am the guy who likes to watch the Rat Pack get back together and do stupid things.
I am as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's on my list. Connor.
At number 7, I have Mr. Deeds.
Okay, he's a Deeds fan. He's in.
I am.
I like it.
Like what you're gonna realize with me is like, up from here are just like all the movies that I like grew up watching. Like my uncle's a huge Adam Sandler fan, so like it's just gonna get dumber and dumber.
Is this the same uncle? Sorry, who got to meet like John Cena and Ric Flair?
No.
I was gonna say, I was like, dude, me and your uncle are the same. I was like,
my dad is also a big Adam Sandler fan.
Love it.
One of my dad's favorite Adam Sandler movies is actually Spanglish, a movie I also haven't seen.
That's a good choice. A little weird.
I hope I'm not misquoting him. If you watch this, Dad,
right.
if you're watching this episode, correct me if I'm wrong. But
I hated Spanglish. I told you it was this worst movie. The worst.
But I've seen many of these movies as a child as well, so
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense. I have a signed Adam Sandler picture somewhere in my house. It's a picture of Happy Gilmore, and it's signed by him.
Pretty good.
That's pretty sick.
Number 6, Mark.
My number 6 is Big Daddy. It's Big Daddy. I feel like I don't have to say too much about it. Scuba Steve, like it's
Scuba Steve is one of the funniest recurring bits in an Adam Sandler.
John Stewart in like a movie that makes me wish he did more actual acting. Because I was like, oh, I really like John Stewart in this. Like, and the only reason I really like watched it is because I was a huge fan of The Daily Show. And then I found out he was in an Adam Sandler movie, and I was like, I got to see this. And I was like, oh, wait, this movie's really good. But yeah, I love Big Daddy. It's very another heartwarming one. That's one where it's like that one gets the tugs at the old heartstrings a little bit.
That was the first Adam Sandler movie where you got the glimpse of like, oh.
Yeah.
And look, maybe I'm placing the timeline wrong. Maybe something came out before 99 that did that.
That was the first like real big one, I think.
The first like super successful one at the very least. You know?
I definitely, this is the first movie I saw the first time. I'm like, maybe I have daddy issues. Like, what's going on with me? I was like, damn, I'm really, really feeling this right now.
Yeah, it's like, scene. It was, I think it was at least, and I can think of it. And it was one of the four that I mentioned as part of the big four.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, earlier. So I think it was like the first big success that Adam Sandler had that made you think like, oh, he could be more than he called the shit poop guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, funny joke, to be fair. He called the shit poop. That's funny. All right. Josh, why don't you tell me your number 6?
My number 6 is what I'd argue is the reason that whatever the director of Punch Drunk Love, maybe this is what he saw in Adam Sandler. It's from 1998, The Wedding Singer. This is the second installment of the Drew Barry, and I really like that movie a lot. I'm telling you, something about the rom-com. John Lovett's part in that movie too when he's auditioning. Like John Lovett's in the early 90s. I guess they're not friends anymore or something is my understanding because he was in like all of those. And his bits always got me.
Was John Lovett in Grown Ups? I feel like I remember him making a cameo in Grown Ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
He cashed a check for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to think Billy Idol at the end. Like that whole scene, the Julia Gulia bit. I don't know, man. Just tugs at me. And I did the musical that one year, so it helps. We did The Wedding Singer.
I saw a high school production of the musical one year.
I legitimately love The Wedding Singer with all of my heart. It's much higher for me.
That's fair.
Connor, what's your number 6?
The Waterboy.
Yeah, okay. We got. Have all of us mentioned The Waterboy already?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then my number 6 is 50 First Dates. It's another movie that we talked about. I think, like I said, I'm a sucker for that kind of movie. I'm not sure it's the best in terms of quality on this list, but it's a movie that has sentimental value to me. It's a movie like they're not similar, and one of them is far better than the other one, but it has a similar amount of sentimental value to a movie like 500 Days of Summer to me.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that. I love 500 Days of Summer, by the way. Arguably my favorite, like, romantic comedy bit. I also love Joseph Gordon-Levitt and wish he was in more things. So, you know.
Yeah.
Anywho, number 5. We're in the top half of the list. Mark, why don't you tell me what kicks off the top half of your list?
It features, in my opinion, the funniest side character in an Adam Sandler movie. And that's Crazy Eyes. It's Mr. Deeds.
Crazy Eyes is really, really funny.
I just had to get the exact quote. This is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I watch the stock market channel all the time. I just watch because I suspect that Anchorman of being an evil leprechaun. He can bullshit everybody else, but he ain't fooling me.
Dude, Steve Buscemi is fucking hilarious in that movie.
When he buys them all the Corvettes at the end, and Steve Buscemi just drives it like into a barn. Mr. Deeds is so goddamn funny. That was my go-to. There were 2 movies that were my go-to, like, stay home from school sick movies when I was a kid. It was Mr. Deeds and Muppet Treasure Island.
Gas.
But Mr. Deeds, like, I'm shocked that DVD still works. I've worn that fucking thing out. So, I love Mr. Deeds.
You know what's funny? A lot of people have those, like the movies they would watch all the time when they would stay from school or whatever. And for people a little bit older than us, the answer is always The Sandlot. I couldn't really tell you if I had one of those.
Yeah, those
I had
are
one
the
when I was really young, when I was still playing VHSs. I'll tell you this. The one for certain that I wore out the most as a small child was the Power Rangers movie from 1998. That movie
I watched
sucked.
that like a week ago.
Yeah, that movie's really fucking stupid, but it's also still a lot of fun to watch as
Oh,
like
it's
an
a blast.
yeah. I wore that VHS.
The Ivan
I-
Ooze is the guy that played Belloc in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Like,
But I would always watch I had a few wrestling pay-per-views on DVD that I would watch
Oh yeah.
literally all the time. And Josh should know what the events are. Royal Rumble 2007.
Okay.
It was really a bunch of 2000 events from like that time. So like Backlash 2007. I remember that one pretty clearly. It's the one with Randy Orton on the cover of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a couple of SummerSlam 2008 was a big one. WrestleMania 24, my favorite WrestleMania of all time.
Is that the Hollywood one?
No, that was 25. 24 was the one in Orlando.
Okay.
It was
John Cena wins against JBL.
no, it was John Cena. The main event was for the heavyweight championship, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it was a triple threat match. I think it was Batista, Edge, and The Undertaker.
Okay, that
Question?
sounds right.
And I think it was John Cena and Triple H for the WWE title. And
He came in. Sorry.
it was also the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair match.
Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah, it's that one. It's the one with Floyd Mayweather and the Big Show. Yeah,
We've watched this one before. Yes, because you had to be like,
yeah.
we were showing the guys at Oswego, and we're like, look at this. People
It's
thought
one of
he
my
actually
favorite
knocked out.
like
That was
pre-show
me.
battle royales of all time. It's one of my favorite Money in the Bank matches of all time. The Belfast brawl between JBL and who the hell was it?
Not Finley.
Finley. Yeah, it was Finley.
It was Finley.
Yeah. Because that was the whole bit where they had the storyline of Hornswoggle being Vince McMahon's bastard son, something like that. Yes.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite WrestleMania. So I watched that all the time as a kid.
Oh.
Anyways, number 5, Josh. What's your number 5 Adam Sandler movie?
I'm now thinking it should have been switched with 6, but we ride out. And this 5 for me, mostly due to the WWE ties, we couldn't have made it any better. But Longest Yard is very funny.
We had the Great Khali in it, right?
Yeah, that Great Khali, Stone Cold, Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
like I don't know why. It just really called to me. Like I was like, I love this friggin' movie.
Professional wrestling. That's why.
Yeah, and like it was like one of the first movies I got to watch, like sports movies, where I was like, it's Adam Sandler, football, and like I was like, this is fantastic. And the WWE, I was like, this movie has it all. Like it was marketed right towards me, and I was like, I love
this.
this.
This movie won Best Picture, right?
Yeah.
This movie won Best
And
Picture.
tearjerker, Caretaker. They get rid of Caretaker, so
Yeah,
that's a brutal scene.
Connor, what about you? What's your number 5?
Number 5, I got another sport movie, Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
That's aggressively low.
whoa.
I like.
Connor, you weren't
I like
around
the
when we
bold.
did our top 25 favorite sports movies of all time, no?
No, you don't. You
I'll
was in
take that as a-
basic.
Wait, what was the question?
I said you weren't around when we did our top 25 sports movies.
God, no.
we didn't do 25, did we?
20. I think it was
20?
Yeah,
20. I have the list here somewhere still. I know it was number 1 for me.
it was up there for me.
Sorry if I'm spoiling the list for everybody. It was basically like Happy Gilmore and Major League were like 1 and 2 for all of them.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
I think that or Caddy. I think I had Caddyshack as my 2.
Yeah. Anyways, trust me, we will talk much more about Happy Gilmore.
Yes, we will.
Your
It's one of my
5,
favorite
Zach.
movies of all time. What did you say, Josh?
Your 5.
My 5 is Uncut Gems.
Oh, okay.
Mark, if you have it at 4, we'll talk about it right now. If you don't,
I don't.
we will wait.
Yeah, I've got it higher.
Okay. We will wait. Let's talk about it. Mark, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Billy Madison. Listen, these top 5 are legitimately incredible movies for me. Like this was like splitting hairs. I love Billy Madison so much.
Can we save the talk?
Yes, we'll
we
save
save-
the talk for you,
Oh,
Josh.
Yeah, we will save the talk, I guess. Josh, what's your number 4?
My number 4. This is where it really cracks into that next tier. This would be Big Daddy for me. Just super tearjerker. Literally,
Also
movie
my 4.
happy the whole time. Makes me cry. It's a go-to. Will make me cry anytime I watch it because of that court scene. And he wipes his own ass. He wipes his own ass. That is my favorite. I wipe my own ass. I mean, what are you talking about? They try and trip the kids. I mean, also just super funny to me that a child would be trying to torment people. I don't know. It's dumb, dude.
Yeah, I can't find my sports movies list. But
Go
anyways,
watch the episode.
Yeah, go watch. That's true. If you want to know what tops our sports
Way
movies
to plug
list,
it, Mark.
go watch the episode. Good shit, Mark. Connor, what is your number 4? By the way, I don't know if I literally just mentioned it while I was looking at something else. Big Daddy is also my number 4 on my list.
At number 4, I got Billy Madison.
Billy Madison's my number 3, so we can talk about it right now. I love Billy Madison,
I do as well.
but it's almost like in its own mini tier here because it's almost too stupid for me to put it up with the 2 movies I have at the top. Legitimately. Like, I have no problem with dumb movies. Dumb and Dumber is hilarious. It's one of my favorite comedies, right?
Mm-hmm.
No problem with stupid movies. And it's not like the top 2 movies that I have up here are like highbrow humor or anything like that. That doesn't exist in the Adam Sandler canon. But Billy Madison, as funny as the movie is, and it's legitimately hilarious, I do again, one of my favorite jokes ever in a movie is the old lady when she goes, if
Peeing your pants is
if peeing your pants is cool, call me Tom Jones.
Consider me
No, it's
Miles
Miles
Davis.
Davis.
Oh, Miles Davis. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tom Jones was a bit from Flushed Away, that animated movie with the mouse.
Yes.
Tom Jones was a bit in that movie for some stupid reason. The one with Biggie Cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that movie rocked.
Yes.
That movie rocked.
Billy Madison is number 3 for me. What about you, Mark? What's number 3?
Number 3 for me is Punch Drunk Love. I think this movie's phenomenal. I absolutely am very happy with whatever Paul Thomas Anderson saw in Adam Sandler.
Adam Silver.
I don't know. I was about to say just Adam Silver. I was just gonna say the commissioner of the NBA.
Commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver. My bad.
Yeah. But I don't know what it was he saw in Adam Sandler, but I'm glad he did because I love Punch Drunk Love. I think this is such a great movie. And when both of you guys were like, yeah, it's not on my list, I was like, I love it. I don't have many more good things to say about it other than watch it. I think it might be my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
I disagree with that.
Boogie Nights is also up there, but
Boogie Nights is also not my answer. But
what's your answer?
Phantom Thread.
Oh, boo!
Oh, fuck you! All right,
that pretentious fart of a movie.
You shut up. You shut your mouth.
I watched it for the first time today, Punch Drunk Love, because
I was just about to ask you about that, Josh. You watched it for the first time today. What did you think about it?
I kind of put it in that Uncut Gems territory for me, where I was like, almost like I didn't get, like it didn't feel like Adam Sandler to me. I mean, it does because he kind of plays that specific type of panicked, like, I hate to say it, like special needs man, but
what
like
makes the movie work is that it's an Adam Sandler character, but it's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's what
the movie work.
I was telling that to my boss there. I was like, yeah, like I just didn't like it wasn't a comedy, which I knew going into it. But then I was like, he's like, yeah, I don't know. Me and my friend, when we saw it in the theaters, we were dying. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we were just laughing it up. People around us were looking weird. I'm like, you're just laughing at a socially awkward man, like who gets bullied by his own fan. Yeah, I was like, what was funny? What was the takeaway?
Right.
Like the only parts, like the parts that I thought were funny were like the parts that were funny, I'd assume, were like him and Philip Seymour Hoffman are in a yelling match. And then specifically the funniest part of the movie to me was when he calls his sister for that girl's number. He's like, why are you fucking doing this to me? I don't ever deserve this. Give me the fucking number. Give me your number. fuck you. And I was like, Jesus. Like, he just flips out on his sister. Like, that is
Yeah.
the
The
funniest
movie's
part.
not bereft of jokes. But
No,
like,
No.
It's considered a romantic comedy.
I don't
Yeah.
consider it that, but okay.
I don't consider it that either, but it is considered a rom-com.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this one. I haven't seen it in a while. Connor, what's your number 3?
I got Big Daddy at number 3.
Solid.
Love Big Daddy. Love it. He wipes his own ass.
Yeah. I might shock the world here at 3. This is probably the big upset in that my number 3 is 8 Crazy Nights. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it.
Off the top rope, 8 Crazy Nights. It's certainly not on any of our lists.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
I have not seen it.
I think I saw it once when I was a kid, and I was like,
I've
"This
seen
sucks."
bits and pieces. I think I might have seen it like on TV one time. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know
one-
hardly anything about it.
So this one is, talk about a supporting cast. He voices the top 3 characters in the movie. He both play. So basically, he is an orphan, and he gets taken in kind of by this old man who runs like youth basketball, and he kind of stays with him after he gets out of jail. Him and his wife, and there's like musical bits throughout it. Like he's a Jewish, but it's often about Hanukkah time too, and so that's a whole story. And it's about like basically a dumb convict, the touching story, who falls in cahoots with an old man who's just loves his community and stuff. Super tearjerker again, always gets me. And he has one of the funniest lines about he's like driving through, basically he's snowboard. It's animated, so he's like snowboarding on a trash can through the town or whatever, and in the snow time obviously. And he's singing the song about like, I don't care about potato lockies, but I'd give those old ladies melons a squeeze. And he like rides by this bitch with watermelons and just smashed them in her face. And I'm like, yeah, dude, this dude's sick. Isn't like the first 5 minutes of the movie. He gets drunk, stiffs a guy at a Chinese restaurant, tells him to go F himself, and gets in a police chase in the first 5 minutes. I love that. Oh my god, I wanted to put it 2, I couldn't, but I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen it personally.
All around the holiday times, definitely give it a watch.
It's always like one of those it's like that's like the dark horse Adam Sandler movie that people love.
Yeah.
Like it's very much like the cult Adam Sandler movie. Like people who know it, I feel like really enjoy that movie. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Billy Madison's 3rd for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Billy Madison's 3rd for me. Not Josh. Mark, what's your number 2?
It's Happy Gilmore.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It is also my number 2.
I knew it was going to be your number 2. I knew that.
Yeah.
You're telling me you have Uncut Gems number 1, you pretentious piece of shit.
Uncut Gems is the most tense movie I've ever seen in my entire life, and every time I watch it, I enjoy it more. I have Uncut Gems at like a 98. I love Uncut Gems. The fact that it didn't get nominated for a single Oscar is one of the biggest upsets in recent Oscar history.
Complete horseshit.
That movie is so insane. But anyway, yeah, I have Happy Gilmore 2 and Uncut Gems number 1. Happy Gilmore obviously is the funniest Adam Sandler movie. But I just, yeah, it's Happy Gilmore. It's Bob Barker beating the shit out of Adam Sandler. It's the best product placement with the Subway shit. Talk about a hole in one. It's the best villain in an Adam Sandler movie with Shooter McGavin. Like, it's Adam Sandler's like all-time classic.
You will not make this punt, you jackass. So let's talk about Uncut Gems for a second, because I want to save Happy Gilmore for a moment, because we can talk about that movie for ages. I love Uncut Gems. I mentioned it before. It's number 5. It's a movie that I think its greatest strength is actually in its editing, really.
The editing is phenomenal.
But I do think it's come in with I want to say this in the nicest way possible, because in many ways I fit in this demographic. Like Film Bro Twitter, Film Bro Internet, is convinced it's like the greatest movie of all time.
For sure.
I'm not even convinced, and this has no bearing on it being where it is on the list, I guess, because it's not fair. I'm not even convinced it's the best Safdie brothers movie. Did the Dodgers just score a run? Oh no. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up for a second.
Good Time is also phenomenal.
Just like struck out the side to keep the game tied. What is that?
Good Time is also phenomenal.
Yeah, like I'm not convinced that Uncut Gems is even the best Safdie brothers movie. So I don't know.
There's just like everyone in that movie, I think, does their job perfectly.
Even shout out to Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel was great. Julia Fox, who was just like a cam girl, and just coming in. And Kevin Garnett was great.
Shout out to The Weeknd also being in the movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's
a great movie. It's so good.
Judd Hirsch randomly showing up and playing his father. It's like Judd Hirsch is still alive.
I don't want to take anything away from the movie because I think I told you guys this before. I own the Blu-ray.
Yeah. I need to buy it on Blu-ray.
I bought it at Best Buy for like $6 a couple months ago.
It's on Criterion now. I want to get the Criterion Blu-ray.
So I bought it back in like August, and I was considering giving that copy to someone and still buying the Criterion Blu-ray when it just came out. Yeah. I haven't done that, but I considered it. So I do love the movie. But Connor, what's your number 2?
50 First Dates.
Dude, I love 50 First Dates, man. I can't even begrudge you for that. I fucking love that movie.
I just watched that movie with my mom a shit ton of times. Because, like, it's funny, as Josh said. Like, obviously, like, the Adam Sandler funny. But, like, honestly, the whole story of it just grabs me. I feel so bad.
Rob Schneider's.
She wakes up every day and just forgets who she is, basically.
And Sean Astin, you want to talk about range? I mean, that's Rudy. That's the guy from Stranger Things that dies because he's too fat. That's the Goonies kid. And then that's I mean, Mark.
That's the guy from Stranger Things who dies because he's too fat.
I mean, that's Sean Astin, baby.
Number 2 for me is The Wedding Singer. Hasn't shown up on my list yet. I think it's as close to a perfect rom-com as you can get, in my opinion. I love The Wedding Singer so much.
Yeah. I thought you were hating on me at first for it, and I was like, oh, I'd like it a lot, but then
No. It's because it was too low, in my opinion. Yeah. Like I said, the first 4 came out, like the top 4 were very easy for me to put together. It was Big Daddy, Billy Madison, Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore. Easy, no question. That was the order, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was the rest of the list that kind of came difficult. So Mark has Uncut Gems at number 1. I have Happy Gilmore at number 1. Josh has Billy Madison at number 1. Connor, what do you have at number 1?
This is gonna blow your fucking minds.
It might. Because
I have You Don't Mess with the Zohan at number 1.
Yes.
It's gonna. There's a story behind it. My uncle that I was talking about. Every time, every family occasion, every holiday, when we're like blackout drunk, this dude just puts on You Don't Mess with the Zohan, and everyone sits their ass on the couch and watches that entire goddamn movie.
It's a Fernberg event watching You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
And that shit is funny, dude.
I love it.
When he throws the piranha down his fucking Speedo.
It's
when they're swimming like fucking dolphins. Dude, they're playing fucking hacky sack. What the fuck?
Yeah, the hacky sack bit is hilarious. Yes.
What the fuck is he got? I don't know, dude. That movie just fucking it makes my day every time.
Dude, I'm
and
so
that's
glad
why.
Number 1. That's awesome.
That's my favorite.
That's awesome. I was waiting for like
I was making my list. I was making it and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be totally different than everyone else's. But this is what I love. You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yeah,
I thought Josh's 8 Crazy Nights pick was going to be the off the top rope pick of the list, and then Connor kamikazes the rest of the list. Connor said, "Hold my beer," and put the Zohan at number 1.
Connor instead of going,
oh yeah.
Connor
This is
instead of top rope,
officially
he Owen Harted this one from the top of the arena.
This is officially the most surprising pick in the history of the C-listers. It takes the top spot from Mara. When we did a list, it was movies we liked as kids that we realized were bad. Mara at like number 3 put The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, The Legend of Grimace Island.
What the fuck?
It was a McDonald's produced animated movie.
My God.
And it blew me away. You don't mess with the Zohan being named anyone's favorite Adam Sandler movie is just shocking.
I'd be willing to bet that Ozuna has the same one too. That dude loves
Adam loves that movie. Yeah. Mark, you know what's funny? Remember when we did the list I think it was on the clown episode. Where we reviewed Joker and It Chapter 2 on the same episode.
Yeah, and then we did the list. It was the scariest non-horror characters.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you had as number 1? Because I remember who I had as number 1.
I think I had Dennis Hopper's character from Blue Velvet.
That's a good one. If I remember correctly, my pick was Mike Myers as the Cat in the Hat.
It was.
Dude, you're so right. That's another tearjerker, man. When they kicked him out of that fucking house, when they kicked him out of the house, and as they were getting yelled at right before it, and he comes back in and cleans it all and leaves without getting any of the recognition. I mean, little old me was dying in that theater.
Dude, I will never understand what the fuck happened in the early 2000s with Dr. Seuss adaptations. It was that, and it was The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Like, they're the same movie in terms of how batshit fucking crazy they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Grinch, by the way, is exponentially better than the Cat in the Hat movie.
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoy watching The How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
I did have Frank Booth, Dennis Hopper's character, as number 1. My list was the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Max Cady from Cape Fear, which is both Robert De Niro and Robert Mitchum.
Do you have a date on this? Like when we would have done it? Because I can find the list that I did too.
I do not right here. Hold on a second. I have Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Then I have Kaiser Sose from The Usual Suspects. And awesome Frank Booth.
My top 5, I did find the list. My top 5.
Yeah, it's February 1st, 2020.
Yeah. That was the last time you edited it. I have it as October 15th, 2019.
Oh, I must have went in and opened it and did something in February.
But anyways, my top 5. Number 5 was Large Marge from Pee-wee's Great Adventure. My number 4 was the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Yep.
One of the most intimidating characters in movie history.
I've seen that one, right?
You did. My number 3 was the Joker from The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards.
That's a great pick, yeah.
And then number 1 was Mike Myers as the Cat in the Hat. Okay, so we have 2 more movies to talk about.
Oh.
Basically. And those are Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. We've saved the conversation until the end. Josh, I want you should go.
Okay. I'll start with the movie that I kind of led this whole thing up with. Is the movie that every road trip in this portable DVD player, there and back, sometimes multiple times, Billy Madison was getting played. That's like the first movie growing up with a dad who quoted movies constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Madison was the first movie that I had found myself fully able to quote like that. Like
it's
that was
my dad quotes Billy Madison all the time.
Yeah. For me, that was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Great movie.
I mean, this goes hand in hand. Billy Madison and Anchorman are constantly. I go back between my favorite comedies of all time.
So, Josh, I'll put a pin in
Yep.
that because the other episode, originally we had an episode in the can that we wanted you to be on, and that
Okay.
is top 20 comedies of all time.
Oh boy.
I
I
and I
specifically
just
listen
came
to
up with
comics
this the other day.
or watch
Yeah.
comics. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
that is my I love it. Happy Gilmore, on the other hand, I also really enjoy. I don't know if you wanted me to do both, but I'll say that Happy Gilmore, obviously in love with the movie. Julie Bowen smacks. I mean, Happy Place Julie Bowen, great. Naughty Julie Bowen, I mean, better. I don't even care if she's sucking that kiss tongue. I love it. God damn, made young me feel some sort of way. The ninth green at 9. That's hilarious in that movie. Like the little things. His caddy in the first. His caddy. His caddy. Not in the first. Yeah, the first one.
It's
choking
one of my favorite comedies of all time. Every scene in that movie is comedic gold. There's not one scene in that movie I don't find funny.
Ben
Legit.
Stiller. How did I forget Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller is one of the best parts of the movie. How about I give you a warm glass of shut the hell up? I'd like a warm glass of milk. How about you get a warm glass of shut the hell up?
Oh, you can count. Yeah, and you can count on me meeting you in the parking lot.
I mean, is Ben Stiller's line also the subtone here to be like, oh, you're hands, sir? Why don't I put you out on gardening duty, huh? And you're like, whoa, Jesus Christ. He's like, oh, you like staying inside, don't you? Okay. Stop.
You know that Mista lady? I think I killed her.
My grandfather built this house with his bare hands. You can't do this.
That was with the AC unit, right? He accidentally knocks the AC unit out the window. So he goes, you know that Mista lady? I think I just killed her. Another one of my favorite, like, really simple lines from the movie is when Shooter McGavin's just like talking shit and he goes, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast.
I saw two fat naked bikers having sex in the woods off 17. How am I supposed to chip with that going on, Doug?
He's a disgrace to the tour.
Dude, that movie is so unbelievably.
I had to play it off of Frankenstein's fat foot.
You're gonna die, clown. There's so many.
Oh, the bit where he's yelling at the ball, he's like, "You go home! Isn't this your home? Just go home, ball!"
I say that 4 times a day on the golf course. Also, Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yes! That's one of the best jokes in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Grizzly Adams had a beard. Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Fucking Lee Trevino just showing up and...
Dude, I forgot about the Grizzly Adams joke. He goes, "Oh yeah, and Grizzly Adams had a beard. Grizzly Adams did have a beard." But I mean, I'd be remiss if we don't talk about Billy Madison in a similar way that we just talked about Happy Gilmore, right?
Just
like
throwing out lines.
Yeah, like
yeah, Veronica Vaughn. He's like, who would eat 30 school kids lunchbox? Oh.
It's one of my. So I saw it on Twitter the other day. Actually, it's one of my favorite uses. Because you know how PG-13 movies are able to have one F word in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole bit about like the kid finding the dog, and then he just goes on this whole rant. And he ends it with, "You get out there and you find that fucking dog." It's one of the best like PG-13 F words in movie history. It's fantastic.
Now you're all in big trouble. And then the Ramones hits. Also, I'll put this one down because it may get loud. It says, you know, I actually I know a friend of mine and her got it on. And you're like, no, they didn't.
Yes. Yeah. Chris
can imagine,
right?
Yeah.
Chris Farley.
Chris
You know,
Farley
me and her actually.
Yeah.
No, a friend of mine and her got it on. No.
At no point in your rant,
does this, you know it's going to be a funny joke.
Yeah. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yes. No, I forgot about.
I love when he finds out when Bradley Whitford corners the principal and blackmails him for killing a guy by suffocating him in a pro wrestling match. He's like oh, dude, that I like all the movies. Billy past the 3rd grade. Oh, what a wonderful day. Oh, passing 3rd grade. The Billy Madison way.
We mentioned him earlier briefly for a fucking terrible movie. Norm Macdonald just sitting by the pool and going, "Hey, where's Billy? He's at school." Oh, yeah.
We completely forgot to mention when we were talking about Happy Gilmore. It's Carl Weathers. We forgot to mention
fucking Carl Weathers.
Which one's he? I don't know the name. Oh, I just didn't know the name. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Chubbs.
Yeah. Arguably, and we talked about Sandler's supporting cast. Chubbs is my favorite Adam Sandler supporting character.
He's up there for me. Like I said, mine is Crazy Eyes, but
Crazy Eyes is so.
This is one where like Happy Gilmore has a plot. For surely has a plot. It is
for
very
sure
dumb.
Has a plot.
It is very dumb, but there's a thing here.
There's
and then the Chubbs side story. Not even him dying. Like he can die, but the background of his hand is like the most absurd.
Dude,
and then
Chubbs,
I got that bastard's eye.
You remember that gator that got your hand? Oh, I got its head.
He threw out the window.
It's Chubbs the Gator and Abe Lincoln waving at the end.
Right. Who the fuck was Abe Lincoln? That reminds me of another like really good historical bit was from Anchorman 2. The only funny part of that movie was the ghost of Stonewall Jackson.
The ghost of Stonewall. And saying, why are you here? What is he doing? Sucking the guy's life out of him?
John C. Reilly playing the ghost of Stonewall Jackson.
Sucking the life out of the...
Like eating souls. But yeah, when he accidentally hits Chubbs' hand off, and he gets run over by the truck.
It's wood. It's sturdy.
And he gets it put back together and he tries to shake.
All right.
It just falls apart. Right.
There's that and that. Okay.
Right. Oh my.
Because don't worry, it's wood. It's stable. It's run over by a truck.
In baseball. Yeah, that movie.
Okay,
that movie's great.
At some point, we got to wrap this up.
I know we could just sit here going through Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison quotes.
Christ. All right. Well, that is it for our talk on Adam Sandler movies. We've talked good. We've talked bad. We've had some laughs. We've had some surprises. We've certainly had some surprises. And we've had a good time all around. So, we got to plug some stuff before we get out of here. Connor, would you agree that Josh's traps are looking extra juicy right now?
Dude, not gonna lie, it's the fucking lighting.
What?
The lighting in that room.
Some of it is probably lighting.
Room could make fucking. I don't know, dude. Could make
anyone dude. This is just how sexy I look. This is a sex symbol you get.
Dude, if I was in that room, I would look like a Greek god.
If you were in this room, I'd be on the fucking floor right now.
Shut up.
Stop.
Shut up. Okay. We got to plug a couple things before we get out of here. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. That's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. mind you, the funniest part about this, 100% soap. Or at least my part.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm pretty much sober. Yeah, it's just
I had one
anyway,
drink.
follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. Excuse me, that's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. Here on the YouTube side, make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button,
I'd
smash the notification bell, and leave a comment if you feel like commenting. Mark, plug the C-listers for me.
this is C-Listers YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like you said, to Hot Stove. Subscribe here, like, comment, all that good shit. Follow me on Twitter, marker_box. I also forgot to mention the one
Marker
quote.
box.
I forgot to mention the one quote that I quote most often from Happy Gilmore, and that's "The price is wrong, bitch."
I mean, we just like brushed over the Bob Barker cameo.
Yeah, like anytime Colton Wong does anything in a baseball game, my dad and I both say "The price is wrong, bitch." So, but yeah, do all that good stuff. It's good to have the guys on. Nunez, you're basically just the other half of the C-listers at this point. Josh, I do want to do top comedies of all time.
The
at some
comedies
point.
episode will be that'll be our next After Dark episode.
We'll get Josh. Josh will certainly be involved in that as well. Because it'll just be that last bit we just did with Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. That'll be the entire episode.
The last 20 minutes that we just had, that comedy, we could do probably top 15 comedies and it might be 2 hours long.
Because it'll just be us doing that exact same shit.
And the best part is we're going to do top 20. So it may be even top 25. Who knows? So it might. I can't wait for Josh to have ready to rumble on his list.
Sal Bandini want to wrestle.
Yeah. Anyways,
cheers.
Thanks for watching. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching another episode of Hot Stove After Dark. We will see you next time.